Before beginning, like this content, make sure you're subbed to the channel. Enjoy the video, share it with others. Make sure they can have fun with it too. Want to help out the channel in different ways, and also want to send messages to people that empower these terrible folks out here trying to take down consumers? Well, support us in our independent endeavor. This is the case of the littlest umbrella. This is the way we fix industry as well. We go out, we do our own things, remembering, of course, that we don't have to lockstep to anyone. You as a consumer, you have the power, and we as creators do too. Want to hear more on that? Well, check out the end of the video. Did you know that watermarks are basically the kryptonite for IStandWithVic? I didn't know that, but apparently, well, Twitter. So hey there. So today I want to return to my favorite part of litigation, the clown show that's happening right under the big top that we call Kick Vic. Now this is brought to you by a drive-by lawyer, and apparently they're putting money together again so they can go out and watermark documents. I mean, they've already done it once, and well, here's you another show. I mean, seriously, that is what these people are doing. They're going out, they're raising $350 here. Now, the last time they raised $1,200 so they could get to a document before myself, before Ricada Law, before Yellow Flash, or whomever. After that, they get to put on their watermark because, of course, there aren't things out there that you could strip that away within, say, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes, and you'll be so ashamed of that, well, it'll be some kind of success. I kid you not. That watermark, too, is funny by itself because it's right here. If you look at that and you're like, what the heck is a thread knot? Well, you would probably be a normal person because apparently there are some people out there that think that this is some kind of accolade, but that's on Twitter. In fact, they do think that that's such an accolade that they brag about it all the time. I mean, I'm talking about on The Verge, for example. You can see that mentioned here. Greg Doucette joked about the case on the 6th. That thread with over 5,000 tweets is still running. It has since reached near meme status in legal Twitter, where it has been dubbed the thread knot. Oh my gosh. When you go out and you dub your own thread the thread knot too, yeah, that says something. Now, I have a conspiracy theory on this, too. Again, take this how you will, but I think that Greg here is trying to get himself sued because this guy has ran multiple GoFundMes, and he's ran them for all types of reasons. For example, he's put together one for his CPAP machine. If you need help with something, too, definitely utilize that. But he put it together to go raise $5,000 and didn't close it down until people started talking about it when it raised about double that. He also wanted to put together one to get $5 from everybody that wanted to say, hey, Trump, why don't you go to another party? He was going to put that together, to send that message. And well, of course, I'm sure who the benefactor would be there. GoFundMe said, yeah, not so much, but still, that's what happened. He also has put together money for court cases. He's also, going out and put one of these together, like I've talked about before. You can also see another one. This one was supposed to be for the lulz. You notice this is a thread knot one too. And this one, was supposedly about quote unquote Texas bar admission, but really it wasn't for anything. It was about getting $1,000. And now, again, this one here. Now, what's interesting about this guy as well, before we read over this, is he did an interview with Verge. He was talking about, how terrible the stuff that's come up with him has been. How people have gone out and they've tried to attack him. They've tried to knock him offline, because, well, inner buzzword insults. Now, I always find statements like this to be interesting just when I'm considering a case alone, because he's complaining about how people tried to wreck his business while also going out and participating in something that, well, wrecks someone else's business. He also, as he goes through this, talks about people trying to take down his Twitter, because those monsters out there, how dare they try to do that, which, is kind of interesting considering this. So here is a post from this guy before he ever had those problems. It would be incredibly incredibly tragic if YouTube started demonetizing Screech. He's talking about Ricada Law, Tuggy, and Flash, and all the other convict grifters. You definitely should not report their videos. So you see exactly what he's trying to do here, while also trying to leverage the idea that he's being victimized by other people. Now again, I think that that's all part of grift status. I think that this guy, when he goes out and he says things like you see in front of you, calling someone a certain type of predator, and a P to the E to the D to the O, I think all of that is a plan because again, if somebody sees GoFundMe money, they see over $200,000 of it, maybe they see themselves as, well, the KickVid equivalent. They could go out, they could actually get that prestige that they wanted. They could go, they could represent themselves, and, while they're getting prestige, they could roll around in those pennies like, the poor man Scrooge McDuck. Now, when looking at this stuff, too, like I said, it's interesting to see how this comes up. You joined us for the TCPA hearing live tweets. You joined us for the transcripts of Percy's implosion. And you joined us in donating $517 to RAIN in honor of the many, many, many victims of Vic Mignogna and his 30-year record of being a predator and a P to the E to the D to the O. Now join us one more time for a transcript of the 5-ish minute surprise hearing that happened on September the 17th. When the judge ordered all parties to mediation so Vic can beg for their forgiveness. The current campaign target is an estimate. Donations will be held until we get an invoice for the court reporter. We'll then adjust the campaign target to match the invoice plus $15 for a certified check. Confirmation of receipts will be shared in the thread knot like we did for Percy's implosion event. And as always, with the Vic-related fundraisers, any surplus funds will be donated to RAIN. I swear, when you see this stuff, does it not beg for relevance? I mean, when you look at that, is it not saying, please God, notice me. Please let someone notice me because Twitter is my realm. Twitter is relevance. When I say that, I'm not being hyperbolic either. I mean, this is relevance for some people. And you can tell that two ways. Number one, the amount of posts. And this does not count the idea that this person runs more than one account. That's right, they run at least 2 accounts that we know of. You can see the amount of posts here too. I mean, they are mind-boggling when you get up into 600 plus. Looking at this number, for example, that would be a tweet every 1.7 minutes on average. That doesn't take into account direct messages or me, say, just talking directly to you. That doesn't count in another account. It doesn't count in any of that. It also doesn't count in the fact that this person runs a podcast. They also try to connect to Twitter. And yeah, that is a cringe farm in and of itself. Additionally, while this person has been going out and doing this stuff, trying to get other people flagged down, they also worry that that might actually happen to them. Here you can see that because they put a blog bot on. They not only bragged about it, they said, ooh, this is good, and shared it with other people. But yeah, they still encourage people behind that to do, well, pretty duplicitous things. Now, if you compare these numbers, just to give you an idea of how that is, I feel like I use Twitter way too much. And you can see on heavy advertisement days or something that's gone on, I may use it 60 times plus. But these are averages for that. And I feel like, my God, my life is just dwindling away. Meanwhile, like I said, 1.7 minutes average. This kind of stuff too, the fear of getting flagged for breaking rules. It's interesting because, well, you have these as well. Those are actually against GoFundMe's terms of service, but hey, what do I know there? And also, I would not encourage people to flag that because, again, watermarking documents, oh, that's really keeping me away. Wink, wink. That's really putting me in my place. But anyhow, you see all of this stuff. You see the clown car. You tell me what you think about this this. So again, like this kind of content, make sure you're subbed, enjoy videos, share them with others. If you want to help out in different ways, well, there are links in the description, and any help right there is definitely appreciated, especially when platforms, they don't really like us talking about things that are relevant. So one of the ways that you can help out, one of the ways that you can go out and send messages is by supporting independent endeavors. This is ours, but there are plenty out there. This is an all-ages Lovecraftian comic, plus it has 2 other stories involved, and there's another comic associated with it on a second tier. Check that out. It's in demand right now, meaning when we get it finished, well, it'll be out there, it'll be finalized, and that'll be too late. Also, leave me your comments, pro and con, about this video. I'm curious what you think about, well, any of the craziness, really, but about this as well. Ending, too, I want to thank you for showing up. I sincerely believe that industry out there, they have forgotten the people that empower endeavors. They think that, well, you're not welcome because, and that doesn't work out. I mean, we're talking about corporations, but we're also talking about their representatives. And all of those, they empower people like you see here to go out, to attack you. And well, you can respond to that with your wallet. Just shut it or take your money elsewhere. So anyhow, I want to end by saying thank you. I do appreciate you helping out with this channel and helping out with other things. And we'll do this stuff together soon.